for freedom. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet.
Right, so at 12:30 today, there was a group of 5 protesters here in Tiananmen Square, the site of probably the most powerful symbol of nonviolent protests in the world. 4 people had a die-in. Basically, they were lying on the ground. They had a Tibetan flag, had fake blood on their faces, and a crowd quickly gathered around. The one person still standing was basically explaining to the crowd in English what was happening, saying that this was a peaceful demonstration for the cause of Tibetan freedom. The crowd stood by quietly, very interested obviously, but not hostile in any way. The protest went on for several minutes. After a while, the protesters stood up and began chanting human rights for Tibet. Tibetans want human rights and freedom for Tibet. This also continued for several minutes. There were uniformed officers nearby, but really they were able to continue for maybe 10 minutes. Then all at once a group of either plainclothes officers or just young angry men came and started shouting and pointing fingers at the crowd. There were 3 Americans, 1 German and 1 Canadian, and we don't know their whereabouts currently. Students for A Free Tibet is a volunteer organization, an organization of 700 chapters around the world, led mostly by Tibetans. The executive director is Tibetan, the deputy director is Tibetan. This isn't the Westerners talking about something they don't know about. This is really an organization led and run by Tibetans. Nonviolent protests are going to continue here in China and throughout the world through the games and really until Tibet is free. There's an awful lot of security here. They say there are 100,000 security officers in Beijing right now, but you can't stop this truth from getting out. I'd like to believe that human rights can't really be put in a box, that it doesn't matter where you are, but you have the rights of freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. So I feel happy to be here speaking the truth despite the heavy security presence.
Are you afraid at all?
Well, I certainly recognize the risks, but compared to what many of my Tibetan friends have faced, it doesn't feel too bad.